Okay, today is March 10. March 10, 2022. March 10, 2022. This is Frank from Nicot Moto. And you see Nicot Moto over there. Nicot Moto. This is our first assembly line, and over there the second assembly line over there. But actually, on this month, on March 25, we will move to a new plant. We will move to a new plant that's 3 kilometers far from here. 3 kilometers far from here, over that side, very near. But that plant is very much bigger, because we have several plants that are separately here and there. So we just move into a big plant. That big plant is around 15,000 square meters. Okay, today I would like to make a new introduce about our new model. This is really a new model. Of course, this is the customer's brand. Before, my colleague tell me, Oscar tell me, before we assembled this bike with our own Nicot brand, but I didn't take photo. Just maybe two or 3 weeks ago. That sample is 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, but I didn't take a photo, take a video. But today, this bike actually, this is a sample bike that it is the customer's brand. I don't know if the customer see it and he will be angry with me, but that's not my customer. It's okay. I would like to make an introduce about this bike. Okay, this bike, how to say? This bike is very. I want you please pay attention to this bike more than our previous bike. Actually, first of all, this engine is the most powerful air cooling engine. The most powerful air cooling engine in China right now. I mean 300cc. This is a 300cc air cooling engine. And it is integrated cylinder head. You can see integrated cylinder head. It's just like the cylinder is not like this. The cylinder is like this. You see? See the cylinder? See the cylinder like this. This is we call it. This engine is NB300F engine. NB300F, and its engine power is 20 kilowatt, and the cylinder diameter is 74. Zhongsheng, one cylinder, 74 cylinder diameter. F means air cooling, M means motorcycle, N means 300cc. See, 300cc. Zhongsheng. Why here? The carburetor is actually NBR34. NBR34. This is actually PWK and carburetor, actually PWK carburetor. This is the most powerful air cooling engine right now. 300cc air cooling engine in China right now, and we have it. Actually, only Nicot have it. Nicot signed sole distribution contract. This is an engine that we developed together with Zhongsheng. So only we have it. And this bike is what? This bike, first of all, let me introduce this bike. This bike, as you can see, first of all, this bike is a compilation. This bike is different with our previous bike. If you look at my six bikes fire. If you look at my 6 bikes fire, the number 3 model, it is KR model, right? KR, I remember it is KR250 PR-2. Actually, the KR model, the wheelbase from here to here is 1440, and the number 4, number 5, number 6 model in my 6-spike fire, it is KF model, and the wheelbase is 1480. I mean the number 4, 5, 6. But this bike is still 1440. So I still name it KR model. It is KR model. It is the same wheelbase with the number 3 model in my fire. And the number 3 model, actually I name it as KR300 PR-2. -2 means beta version. This bike is not the beta version now. This version here, it is a gas version. We name it -3. So this bike it should name as KR300NBF-3. The -3 means gas. And how to say? Why this bike is here? I must tell you why this bike is here. As I said, we have the KR model. The wheelbase is 1440, and also have the KF model. KF model is KTM 450 SX-F model, and the KR model problem is that maximum. I mean the previous KR model, previous KR original model, even the previous beta model. I mean the -2 KR model. It can only equipped with maximum CB engine, CB 250, CB, of course, CB 200, CB 250, and maximum it can equipped with CBS 300 engine. CBS 300 engine is a water cooling engine. But it cannot equip with NC engine. But the KF model can equipped with NC engine. I just talk a lot of story. I didn't tell the story about this one, but it is this bike have some relationship with what I just telling just now, so I just finish it. Okay, what I was saying just now, I say KR model can only fit with CB and the maximum CBS 300 water cooling engine, but it cannot fit with NC engine. But the KF model as a full size dirt bike, it can fit with NC engine. NC 250, NC 300S, NC 450, NC 450U, like that, all can fit. And the KR model, another problem is that it cannot fit with the NB300F engine. This is just NB300F engine, as I said. Why? It is because the KR model before the air filter here is too small, because this engine is too powerful. It needs a lot of the air cooling go inside. Then the engine can issue its maximum power as 20 kilowatt. So that we have to make this KR model to use a bigger air filter, So the air filter already changed from on the base of the previous KR model. So that's why we have to. So that the front portion is KR, actually the rear portion is KF, actually. But I still name this bike as KR model. Why? Because its wheelbase is still 1440. This is the base, and this bike, I don't know. Maybe it still cannot fit with NC engine, because the NC engine, the engine is fixed onto the wheel, swing on axle here. But I don't think now this bike or this KR model already, we already modified the chassis to fit with NC engine. Actually, we don't need to make all our model to fit with NC. NC engine, because if all our dirt bike can fit with NC engine, what's the difference, right? So we don't need to do this. Just waste our technical, the people labor. It's not useful. And so that we have to, for the KR model, because KR model is our major model, so that we have to make it with the best NB300F engine, this engine, so that we make the rear portion, the air cleaner to be bigger, so that now this engine this NB300F engine, it can issue its biggest power on this model now. So this bike is still KR model. I still name it as a KR model. From here to here, it is still 1440. I'm sure about this. And the KF model, the front suspension here and here, it is I mean the KF model is for 54 and 60, 54 and 60, and the lower tube is 548. But this one here, because this is still KR, so the size here it is 50 and 54, and here is 41. Yeah, I know this. What's the use? Nobody buy from me. Buy from me, okay? Please. And what? Yeah. The power. As I said, the KR model before, if it is with the previous air cleaner, the smaller air cleaner, air filter, it can only fit with maximum. It can only fit with the CB300S engine, that the water cooling engine, and that water cooling engine power is actually not 20. It is 18.5 kilowatt. Yeah, I remember. And the torque is 23 Nm. But this air cooling engine, this now we already modified the air cleaner, make it bigger, so that this engine can issue, this air cooling engine can issue for 20 kilowatt power on this bike right now. So that this bike is the most powerful air cooling engine dirt bike, 300cc engine bike in China right now. 300cc air cooling engine dirt bike. This bike is the most powerful bike in China right now. So that's why I make this video. And because its engine, as I said, its engine cylinder is integrated cylinder head, so that this engine is very the sound here, the noise here is very small, and it's very reliable. In high speed, it will not break the camshaft, will not damage the the cylinder head over here. So that this is very reliable and easy to maintenance, very easy to change the parts if even it get broken or somewhat. And of course it has a inner balancer. Balancer here, and I think that's the major point of this bike. I think that's all. Front and rear disc brake. And this bike is not a CNC. It's not a CNC hub. This is not important. Actually, we can make it a CNC as long as you can pay the price. CNC hub is very expensive. As long as you can pay it, we can offer it, no problem. This bike is the customer's brand. This bike is will be packed very soon and sent out to maybe Russia or somewhere to show in some motor show. So that this bike is here. So now I just take this opportunity to take a video. So I think I already tell very clear about the engine, right? Anything I missed? Of course, the headlight. The headlight is LED headlight. And where is the signal light? We didn't install. This bike we didn't install signal light. Also didn't install the rear view mirror. Maybe this is customer's requirement. And also didn't install the tail light. But we can install, of course. We can. This maybe is the customer's requirement. The fuel tank is white color, so that we can see how much gasoline still left here. This is the advantage. But the customer said he needed the black color. Just now Yvonne said. Anyway, this is not my customer's. The key is here. The key is over here. Yeah, here. Yeah. In my eyes right now, it is not shining. but in the screen it's just flash. But in my eyes it is not. It's okay. Let me see. Headlight is on. Headlight is on. You see, headlight is on. Headlight is controlled by the. It's controlled by the. I'm sorry, I just yesterday. Controlled by the. This is turn off. This is turn on. Then turn on. And I think it don't have a far and near beam. I think. See. Interesting. This is ignition start. This is power off. Maybe. I think that's all. Maybe that's all about this. Very long already. This is the most powerful. This is the most powerful dirt bike right now. Actually, of course, this engine also can fit to the original KF model. Of course, it can fit to the KF model. And the KF model, the major difference with the KR model is KF model. KF model is all interchangeable with KTM 450 SF SX-F. But this KR model actually is our own design, so it cannot. Its parts cannot interchangeable with KTM 450 SX-F model. That's the major point. Now, okay, bye bye. Frank here right now. Bye bye. March 10. Nicot. We will leave this plant in 2 weeks time from now on. Bye bye. Okay. Just now, very fortunately that 我没赔你，我在赔我。你旋转你得自己会看到噻。我说几句话，你不要说话了。那个不科学。啊？旋转镜头是自己会看得到自己。弄不得行，哎呀，全部毁了，重新来。Okay, just now, very fortunately that our senior rider he just tested the. This is a real KF model, as I said. This is a KR. Just now I talked a lot about this. This is KR, and I say this is different with KF or what. So this is just KF, okay? So the KF model, as I said, it can fit with the NC engine, NC250, NC300, NC450, all can fit. And this is its wheelbase from here to here is 1480. But this is KR. This is from here to here is 1440. So, and the shock absorber here, it is 50 and 54, and here, but this one is 54 and 60, and the no tube here, it is 48. So that I can feel by my hand obviously that that one is bigger. This one is a little bit smaller. So this is a KF, and of course its engine is also the most powerful 300cc air cooling engine, NB300F. You see it? Oh, cannot see. Yeah, you see it. This is just like the cylinder head like this. Usually cylinder head like this, right? So the same with this one. The engine is the same. So that because this KF model originally the air cleaner is big, so that this bike can fit with the NB300F engine automatically, but this bike cannot. So that just now I said we have to make the real portion to be different with before, and we fitted with the bigger air cleaner. And even as you can see that the shape of this plastic cover is the same with this one, right? But it's not the same. I just show you the length of this one from here to here, the length from here to here, the corner here, The corner here to here is like this, but for this one, you see, it's here, but his space is here. So that that one is longer. So that the KF model, as I said, KF model is longer than bigger than KR model. Not only on actually all the parts is different, but the wheel is the same. But the hub is not the same. The hub is not the same. So these two bike, anyway, that one is just the same with the KTM 450 SX-F, but that one is our own design. That is the shape here, something like the gas bike. Yeah. And the fuel tank. This fuel tank is for 12 liters. This fuel tank, and it can also make it with make it white. And this one is around 9 to 10 liters. Okay, so that you can see the difference. What else? And actually, even that bike is bigger. As I said, the wheelbase is 1480 here, but it's only 1440. But actually, the weight of this bike is not heavier than this one. Just same, because this bike is also good. It's also good because some spare parts we make it very made by aluminum, so that and even the shock absorber is bigger. But the whole bike weight, I have to check later. I don't know now. But I believe the weight of this bike is same with this bike. Same. Yeah. And just now in the video, I was talking to somebody. Actually, I'm talking with the senior rider, Mr. Zhang, and he don't want to show his face in the video. And he told me that this bike is really powerful. These two bikes is really powerful. Very powerful. He said that the engine power is the same with the NC250 engine. NC250 engine is very famous Chongqing engine. You know that power is just 20 kilowatt. That is air cooling. No. That's a water cooling engine. Liquid cooling engine. But this air cooling engine is same power with NC250. NC250 is NC. That's an all-new engine. It's not a CB engine. It's a powerful. It's a Chongqing engine that they developed it together with a European research and development company long time ago, around 10 years ago. And he told me that this engine is very powerful, really very powerful. And what else? And he said that yes, and the advantage of air cooling engine is that it's very reliable. You know, because air cooling engine, it has the fuel tank here, and has a fuel hose collecting with the engine and the fuel tank, so that sometimes, because this is dirt bike, we have to ride it outside on the mountain, on the motocross field. So it always met with calyps, that's a strike, and you know, crash, always crash. So that if it is with the water cooling engine, it is very easy to damage it. It's very easy to damage it. Fuel tank. No, not fuel tank. Water tank. But the air cooling engine is very reliable. You just play it as you wish. It will never break. So that this engine, you can use it. This is very powerful, but it's much more reliable than NC250 engine. Actually, the engine power is the same, or 20 kilowatt. That's the major difference. And I think that's the introduce about these two bikes. KR, that one is KR300NBF-3. This is just KF300NBF. Oh yes, and this bike we also have its gas version. I tell you in advance, this is the original bike, but we also have its second and even the third version in development right now. I just say this. Okay, that's all. Bye bye. Much 10. March 10, 2022. Bye bye. Okay, like this. This is KR, and because the rear portion is still the small air filter, so it cannot fit with NB300F engine. See, original KR, no, but it is better. It is gas version, but it is not with the new rear portion. It is the still small air filter, so it cannot fit with the NB300F engine. Instead, the CBS 300 engine, water cooling engine. And this is the KF model that, of course, it is the biggest bike. It can fit with NB300F engine, no problem. And that is the bike I show you this afternoon. And because it already modified the rear portion, so it can fit with the NB300F engine. That's all, very clear.